Now, by contrast, if we are more religious, right, in our metaphysics, religious traditions typically do not emphasize the senses, reasoning, and science as the most important, or in some cases not important at all, in coming to know the important truths about the world. If we are strongly religious, right, in our metaphysics, and we say that the world of religion, the world of God, is a world completely other than the natural physical world around us, then more nature-based methods of coming to know God are not going to be appropriate here. We might then say that really the best kind of knowledge, the important kind of knowledge that we need to come to acquire is knowledge that comes through revelation, right? Revelation that is communicated to particular prophets through various kinds of mystical experiences that they might have. Or it might be the case that these revelations we think are available to all human beings if they use their cognitive capacities appropriately. Or it might be the case that we believe that the revelations are no longer ongoing, but rather come down to us in the forms of traditions, scriptural traditions or institutional traditions, and it might be that we believe the important knowledge and beliefs that we as human beings should come to believe are articles of faith, and that we do not adopt them because we have scientific or rational evidence for them. We might even adopt them despite, right, rational evidence and scientific data, right, to the contrary. So there are long-standing debates in philosophical circles over what counts as knowledge, and particularly on what we take to be the most important knowledge that human beings should be striving for, what capacities they have, or how they should go about forming the beliefs that they have on those most important matters in life. Now, education, right, clearly the implications are huge depending on what kind of an epistemological approach we adopt here. Do we think that there is something to faith, and so that fundamentally we're giving our students a large body of beliefs that we want them to accept, and we're going to urge them when they start asking things like, why should I believe this? We want to urge them to believe them as a matter of faith. Do we believe that students have mystical capacities, that they can experience various non-rational insights into the nature of a higher reality? And so do we think then that an important thing in our educational process is to develop students' mystical capacities? Or do we think that really that's not the right way to approach epistemology at all? Instead, if we really want to have knowledge, knowledge is something that comes as a result of using your senses, using observation, gathering data, reasoning our way through that data, and in the most complicated cases, doing science. And so epistemologically, when we're teaching students not simply what we want them to know, but how they then become to be knowledgeable people themselves, these are the traits and capacities that we're going to focus on rather than these sets of capacities down here. All right, all of these kinds of questions, right, put together are the traditional subject matter of philosophy. And on my reading philosophy has four primary kinds of questions. So we can say this is a question of, right, what's real? The epistemological question fundamentally is, how do I know? Human nature question, who am I? And the ethics question, so what? Right? What's the point? What are the value implications of all of this? Well, we want to come to have an understanding of the world, ourselves, particularly our identity as knowledgeable beings, our core cognitive capacities, and put them in the service of living what we take to be the best kind of life. That is the subject matter of philosophy.